Okay. Okay, we're holding Mishna Berura, page 206. The Shulchan Aruch says that during the 7 days of Sukkot, you have to eat and drink in the Sukkah, and you have to sleep in the Sukkah. And regarding sleeping, even if it's a small amount of sleep, just to doze off. If it's eating, if it's not something substantial, something significant, you're permitted to eat that outside the Sukkah. It's called achilas aray. But shinas aray, but sleeping, even to doze off, to refresh yourself, although it's a small amount of time, that has to be done in the Sukkah. So over here he cites the Gemara. Beis. Kol shiva ayin l'kamon sim tov samaches. Aray. Why, when it comes to sleeping, even shinas aray, even a small amount of sleep is not permitted outside the Sukkah? The because very often the times where even that small amount of sleep is sufficient for the person, so that's considered significant. What's considered shinas aray? What it takes to walk 100 amma. Right? What are you talking about? 5 minutes maximum. Person says, I just want to put my head down for 5 minutes. You're not permitted. Less than 5 minutes, person says, I'm just going to close my eyes for 2 minutes. It's fine. What about a person's in the house and he falls asleep? Not intentionally. The moment you awaken, you have to go to the sukkah. You're not permitted to continue sleeping. Because the Allah will have later when you're in the sukkah, it starts raining, you go in the house, and you didn't go to bed yet. And it stops raining before you go to bed. Once you go to bed, we discussed yesterday, it's too much of an effort. It's like a hardship. Now, take all your bedding from the house back into the sukkah, it's too much already. But if you hadn't yet gone to sleep, and it stopped raining, you have to go into the sukkah. As the Mogaram will say. What about eating? Eating which it's something which you're eating something not substantial, which the Ramo explains. Even if you're kovei, a person eats meat, vegetables, full menu, except he's not eating grains and bread. That's called achiras. That's called achilas aray. That's not consubstantial because you didn't eat bread and you didn't have grain. Go ahead. No, you have to dry it. No, so that's mitzvah. As much as you dry it, it's going to be dripping on you. That's mitzvah. Right. But let's say it's too much of an effort to clean up. That's not a reason. Dripping. No. So that's mitzvah. So you can't sleep there.
And what if it's during the day and it's raining outside? So clearly you can't sleep in a sukkah. You just go to sleep on the couch.
You go to sleep in bed. You don't have to go to sleep on the couch.
During the day it's not available. Same as nighttime.
But the sukkah is not available. You're not supposed to sit in the sukkah. You're concerned, it drips slightly. But you say, where are you going? I'm going camping. Where are you going to be? Well, I have a waterproof sleeping bag. So even if it drizzles or mists, it's okay. I don't even feel it. But when it comes to the sukkah, I see some droplets of water accumulate on the bottom of the bamboo pole. It's mitzvah. I can't go in there.
What about if you're traveling on a plane?
That's separate. No problem to sleep.
Feel like your house.
It's not possible. Achilas aray. V'zel luchoshev l'chayv b'sukkah, meaning eating food where the food is not considered something substantial. It doesn't obligate one to eat in the sukkah. Da'af b'veisa motzi she'ochel aray chutz lebeisa. Why? A snack, you have it outside your house. V'adin shemuto litom es atavshil kamapomim v'afil levlo chutz l'sukkah. Let's say a man is cooking. No, I'm not talking about a woman cook. A man cook. Howard, this says relevance to you. And you want to taste the food. And you continuously taste. Is it a problem? It's not a problem. Not a problem. Because that's not considered. That's not considered that you're eating. A person doesn't eat this way. You're cooking. When you cook, you taste. Mayim v'yayin lechol peres hafilu kova aleim. Water, wine, and fruit, even if you eat a substantial amount. This is your meal, right? You can eat a fruit plate, a vegetable plate. Hatam da'achilas peres hafilu harbi v'kfiyus choshiv. Rak kachilas arai. The pas. As much as you eat of it, it's like eating not a significant amount of bread. It's the equivalent of that. You want to eat meat, fish, cheese. According to Mechaber, it's all considered, regardless of the quality of the food or where the food is served. If it's not a grain, it's not a problem. You can eat it outside the sukkah. It's only something that's made of grain, right? A noodle pudding. See, rice is not a problem, even though it's mazonos. Rice is not a grain. As much wine as you want to drink. It's not you want to have just a half a glass of wine. You want to drink a substantial amount of wine. Time of the yayin in nachshav rakachilas peri. Drinking wines like eating fruits. Koshkim shamashkim. Right? Drink a bottle of vodka. Okay? Half a bottle. Al keilo chosh kviz de duvidad de kamachron befakt bidin zeh. Hear this? He says many of the achron they question what the Mechaber says. It's not simple. If you drink a substantial amount of wine, it's not just to wash down the food. Something which you're drinking to drink. You get in the sukkah. You want to have a kiddush. You're going to have fruit and wine. On Yom Tif. But you can have wine. People say you're drinking wine. That should be done in the sukkah. It should not be done in the house. People get together, friends get together, socializing, and you want to have, you can serve wine, and you're going to schmooze over the wine, right? He said that should be done in the sukkah because that's called a kviyus. That has a special value. What about saying leishiv sukkah? Because we say it's not simple. Of course, the word in Mechaber, it doesn't. It's a Sofi Brocha. Skimu kabachroinim de levorech leishiv sukkah kimal pas osi b'chamish zamini meaning dogam. You only say leishiv sukkah if you're eating bread made of the 5 grains. O tavshos b'chamish zaminim im kovei asud olov. Right? You have to eat even cake. You have to eat a substantial amount of cake to say leishiv sukkah. Kilkam sof we'll see. Ulini pasaba b'kisonin yivusham. What about here? He says about cake. Pasaba b'kisonin. Person wants to have a cup of coffee with a Danish or a piece of cake. Do you have to say leishiv sukkah? We'll see. The minig is yes. No, whenever you want. You want to have a cup of coffee. You don't. Don't you, every time you leave the sukkah, come back. If you're in the house and you go back and forth continuously, you're part of the same meal. Say leishiv sukkah because you haven't interrupted. It's a continuation of the previous setting. But if you go, then you come back. It's like you're starting over anew. You say leishiv sukkah. He says, but to drink even other beverages, not only wine, other mashkim, meidvash v'sheicha beer, el tocha suda or al koponim yochal ma'at pasta yosem mechabeyo. Or initially, when you start, you should have bread which is more than a beyo. She'atavshel also b'chav shminim kovei sudoso al zeh b'vorach leishiv sukkah v'yotzil chol hadeus. As a result of you're not getting involved in any shy question. It was known to Chazon Ish. He only said one leishiv sukkah, all sukkahs. When he went in the first night, that was it. He never left the sukkah. He had the minyan. He davened in the sukkah. Bnei Barak doesn't reign sukkahs, right? When he went in, he stayed. He learned there. He slept there. He ate there. He had a minyan. He had a minyan in the sukkah. Okay. It's a mitzvah. The mitzvah says you should sit in the sukkah for 7 days. So his whole existence was for 7 days in the sukkah. Because that has a chashivos. Not talking about water. A person is not kovei asud on water, right? But you serve drinks, whiskey or other drinks. Not sure if soda would be like water. Not regarding a bracha. Leishu, you definitely would say.
The point that they make
To be
is
machmir.
super.
You're not covering a suit on water. But you could serve different kinds of, juices, right? Juice.
Cappuccino, whatnot, then you should do it.
Yeah, coffee, No.
What?
We had it before. He says you should be machmir. No. Lashon hara, it's understood. There you shouldn't speak anywhere. But he says especially sukkah. He says even dvarim b'teilim, that's we spoke. You want to talk business. Speaking business is not dvarim b'teilim. Anything which has value, you could discuss. So the question is what you're talking about. Yeah, your friends come down with you in shul. But see, friends, so you talk during davening? So you don't talk during davening. Same idea. Afilumayim, the Mechaber says that even water, although you're permitted to drink, but he says the person who doesn't drink water outside the sukkah, hariz mishubach. It's praiseworthy. So my minig is I don't drink water, even water outside the sukkah. But very often I take medication in the morning. So are you permitted to take the medication? Do you have to take the medication in the sukkah? Or even it's okay in the house? It would be permitted. What's the halacha if you're not thirsty whatsoever? You're not quenching your thirst when you drink water. One doesn't say a bracha on the water. Right? There's not any other beverage, because it has a taste, you have to say a bracha. Even thirsty and not thirsty. But water only has value to a person only if it quenches your thirst to some degree. So very often when you take medication, you're not interested in the water. So you don't have to say a shako. So if that's the case, definitely that water you could drink in the house. I think I saw from Abel Yoshev, somebody asked him, you're not permitted Shabbos and Yom Tov, you're not permitted to fast beyond Chatzos. You have to eat. Very often you have a lengthy davening, so it's considered, if you don't eat before midday, it's like you considered fasting. Okay? So what's the solution? So before you leave the shul, let's say you have a cup of coffee, which you're permitted to have, right? So you're drunk. You're not fasting, even though you don't eat. You don't have to sit and eat cake and fruit and, have like a semi-breakfast before you leave. Continental breakfast. You don't need it. Even if you're at a hotel and you're paying for the bill, It's okay. You're not permitted. Coffee, yes. Beyond coffee, not. Even juice, you're not permitted. A cup of juice, you're not permitted to drink before, unless you need it for your health. Outside of that, you're not permitted. So somebody asked, what about if you're not thirsty and you drink water? So you didn't say a shaku. Is that considered that you've eaten or drunk or not? He says that it's considered you drank. On the tinus, you're not permitted to drink. Whether you're thirsty or not. Person wants to hydrate himself on a tinus. He's not thirsty. Are you permitted to drink? You're not going to say a bracha, but it's considered you're not fasting, because factually you drank. So in terms of birchas hanenin, so you're permitted to drink water, whatever is, of course, because the reason why you're not supposed to eat before davening is because it's considered gaiva. It's considered arrogance. You haven't yet prayed for your existence. God, look, I'll take care of myself, then I'll worry about you. It's a disrespect. That's why you're not permitted to eat before you daven. So drinking is not eating. Coffee is like drinking water. No question. What about putting milk in the coffee and sugar in the coffee or sweetener? You're permitted. Because since it's not possible to drink it without the milk, that's not considered something exceptional, out of the ordinary. But in Europe, Mishna Berura says you're not permitted to put milk in the coffee. Because in Europe, when they drank coffee, they drank it without putting sugar or milk in it. So Rabbi Yoshev says, I just saw recently, today, if you don't put sugar in the coffee or milk, it's worse than with having the milk. Milk and sugar, fine. Because when a person drinks coffee without, somebody say, I drink it black. It's like the macho, do you know who I am? So it's gaiva. Who do you think you are? You haven't yet prayed to God for your existence. You're telling me already who you are. So it's just the opposite. He says just the opposite. With milk, yes. Without milk, not. That's what he says, Rabbi Yoshev. Because the gaiva. Because most people, when they drink with milk. Why you drink without? It's not because he's allergic to the milk. Okay, You know, so that you enjoy it. You know, it's not that it's not edible. It's not potable the other way. You can drink the other way, but that's not the way I drink it. Okay, let's see the Chovos HaLevavos.
People are supposed to do Turkish clothing, which is like, it's really like small amounts, of it's like really thick.
So that would not be permitted before davening.
Because
It's already, you know, you need your Turkish. It's your thing.
it's the thing.
If it's the only thing that's available, let's say a person has coffee, there's no milk in the house. There's no problem drinking black coffee. And you're permitted. Because, yeah, here we're talking about he could and he chooses not to.
White coffee, yes, juice, no. And some food, right? But what's the difference? You can have a cup of orange juice.
Coffee, I'll give you an example. Tosis has a question in the Voda Zorah. Why isn't coffee bishul akum? The coffee bean is not edible. So why isn't it bishul akum? It's olo shulchan malochin. It's served at a formal meal. Right, so it wasn't bishul akum. So Tosis' answer is because you're drinking water, which is flavored water. Bishul akum is determined by the bracha. So why is it shako? Because you're drinking water. Therefore, it's not bishul akum. Although the coffee bean is not edible in the raw state, only when it's cooked. So therefore, coffee is water with flavoring in it. Juice is juice. Right, that's the difference we do with it. Water you're permitted to drink, so it has flavoring in the water. So in Israel, you drink the juice before you go to davening, right?
That's pasteurized. It's just good to heat it up.
So what is one thing doing? Pasteurized milk is, what's the problem?
Well, you're talking about bishul. You're saying there's a question of bishul akum.
No, milk's not, because you drink anything which you could eat in the raw state has no relevance to bishul akum. Right, but a coffee bean you can't eat. You're not able to eat a coffee bean unless it's cooked. Or beer. How do you drink beer? Hops. You can't eat hops raw. They have to be cooked. But yet, even if a non-Jew processes the beer, you're permitted to drink it. Because what is beer? It's water with hop. Devo Chaco. Let's Toast speaks specifically about beer. Why bishul akum has no relevance to beer? No.